numerologist community. Welcome back to another episode of the Full and New Moon series with the lovely Kelly Fox. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Rose.
So we're talking about the first eclipse of the last eclipse season of 2021 today, which is the lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 19th. So what does this one have in store for us?
Oh my gosh, it's a really big one. It's a big one. I mean, eclipses are always huge, always. They're one of the biggest markers in astrology are eclipses. And we typically have 2 eclipse seasons per year, per calendar year. Eclipses come in pairs or threes. Pairs are typical. And so this is the final lunar eclipse of 2021. Da 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 da. And so what that means is it's about money and finances and possessions, but really when you get beyond that, it's about self-worth. So it's about what we have and how do we feel about ourselves with what we have and what we own, and what is ours and what we're not sharing with anyone else. So there'll be issues of that coming up, particularly if you're a fixed sign, and that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, or if you have any planets in those signs. You know, this lunar eclipse brings something to a head to do with money, possessions, finances, security. Typically, it's financial security, but it can be any type of security. And so the themes of Taurus are a lot more prominent with this lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse, I say full moon. So a lunar eclipse is a supercharged full moon. So it's very much about, the security or the stability. Maybe things are not moving fast enough. So it's about having patience and perseverance. It's also about just the things that we have or the things that we want to buy. Really are about quality. So it's quality over quantity as well with this lunar eclipse in Taurus. Now, the influences or the other planets that this lunar eclipse is hooking into, it's making an opposition to Mercury. So what that means is that communication can get quite deep and intense. And so if there's any sort of investigation or research that needs to happen, this would be the time to do it. So it's all about communication. It's about the things that are said will be long lasting. So just know at this time, words hold power. That's going to be really crucial. You know, words hold power. Once you say something, you can't take it back. And I don't want to sound fatalistic, but it's really, if you say something, there's no sort of turning back with it, because it's an eclipse, and also because Mercury, planet of the mind and communication, is in Scorpio. We also have this lunar eclipse in Taurus. It's forming quite a very wide opposition as well to Mars. It's not really technically an opposition, but there could be some heated words and some really big emotions at this time, because remember, full moons represent supercharged emotions, because the full moon's like a giant flashlight in the sky. It lights up the darkness. It's like it shines the light into the darkness. We see something we haven't seen before. It's, something is lit up, something becomes more obvious. Emotions are always much bigger because the moon is tied to emotions. And then we also have this lunar eclipse that is forming a very challenging square angle, a 90-degree angle to Jupiter, planet of excess. So everything becomes exaggerated, everything becomes excessive or overinflated. So it's something about, with the involvement of Jupiter, it makes everything much bigger, especially emotions. So it's sort of like our reactions are so much bigger than what they usually are. So we need to be very careful with that, with this square from the full moon lunar eclipse to Jupiter. We also have a very nice sextile to Neptune, and then a very nice trine to Pluto. So what that means is, there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of care and compassion. So our feelings can be directed, our really big feelings can be directed into a much more useful or fruitful way through care and compassion, not just for ourselves, but for the people we love. And then the trine to Pluto this is an amazing, amazing influence. Actually, I'm just looking at the degrees here. So this full moon lunar eclipse will be at 27 degrees Taurus, forming an incredible trine to Pluto, planet of change and transformation. Oh, I love this, because what this means is that things might get a bit out of hand with, overcharged or supercharged emotions, but we can funnel that excessive energy into a really positive direction. So what that means is there's a lot to look forward to in 2022. It's like this is a time where we can really tap into this lunar eclipse energy and really direct it in a way that we can make positive gains from it. So we can change and transform from situations that are no longer serving us, specifically financially, because this full moon lunar eclipse is tied to money and finances and possessions. So, that can come about, this change and transformation for all of us. But if you're a cardinal sign, and that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, change and transformation can come about, especially so around money and possessions. If you're a fixed sign, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, what's coming about here is don't allow your emotions to be overblown, or don't overreact to certain situations. That could be the challenge here with this lunar eclipse. And then finally, if you're a mutable sign, that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, or Pisces, what can come about here for you is just being that, very adaptable and flexible, but having 2 feet firmly on the ground, pretty similar to the new moon in Scorpio. It's like you can sort of tap into the energy and use this incredible adaptability and mutability, that you're blessed with, to be able to move forward in directions that maybe you hadn't anticipated before. So really overall, with this lunar eclipse forming a very, very nice trine to Pluto, it is about change and transformation, but in a way that doesn't seem overwhelming or challenging. It's important just to just take one step. One baby step might even be enough for many of us. So that's really what's coming about with this eclipse. There's a lot to look forward to, and it doesn't mean that everything's going to be like handed to us easily, because eclipses are just not that. But what they do is mark turning points, and it's coming at a very fitting time. So I think what it represents for all of us on the collective is a really big turning point. We've been through so much these past couple of years, and so now we've got a lot to look forward to as we build momentum to 2023, when we move into the age of Aquarius.
Oh, exciting. I've just got a question about eclipse energy on a whole. When we talk about these full and new moons, we always talk about, okay, the energy of the day is going to feel like this, this, and this. Does it kind of spill over and spread over a longer period, the energy of the specific? Yeah, okay. Well, that
does.
That's good.
And it could actually be, depending on where the eclipse will fall in your natal birth chart, it could be 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really huge, because just the normal moon cycle, a moon is in a sign for 2.5 days, and it moves so fast. It moves 7 degrees in half a day. Like, it's really, really fast moving. So you barely notice the moon, normally, just as a transit. But, with an eclipse, it could cycle up to, well, here's one thing, it's like 6 months, but really if it's on one of your, especially the sun or moon, one of your personal planets, it's a 19-year cycle.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So it just goes on and on. So
Yeah.
if you think if this eclipse, because it's at 27 degrees in Taurus, if you have a planet, say if you're born later, very, very like the last 3 days of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, this eclipse is really going to affect you. Think back to 19 years ago, what was going on in your life then. That will bring insight into this current cycle, into this current eclipse cycle. It's really incredible.
Wow, I love that. Now we've spoken a bit this time about birth charts and where things fit in people's natal charts. So I just want to direct people over to astrology.tv, and you can get your birth chart there, right? And you've also got
Soon.
Sorry, say that again.
Soon. We're going to launch
Soon.
that chart soon.
Yes, absolutely. But in the meantime, you can go to video.astrology.tv
Yes.
and you can get a video reading over there, right?
Yes, yeah, an amazing video reading. It's a brand new video reading based off your date of birth, and it's incredible. It talks about your zodiac sign, but then it talks about, and this is all for free, it talks about your luck and abundance this lifetime and how to tap into that.
Awesome. I'm going to put the link down below in the description so people can head over there. But until next time, thank you so much, Kelli, and we'll see you again.
Thanks, Rose. Good to see you.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more readings and forecasts every single week. Head to the description now for your free numerology reading and to view our latest blogs.